hit my first 10K per month following this four-step formula, and I want to give it to you entirely for free. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why on earth would I do that? What's in it for me? Well, to be 100% honest with you, just the other day, I was scrolling through YouTube because I was thinking about my story and how I found success with making money online. And I was thinking, what is it like for a beginner to look for ways to make money online, specifically through YouTube in 2025? And I began looking up how to make money online just for fun, just to do some research. And I just saw so much garbage on there. There were people talking about how you can make $300 a day doing nothing, and it's super, super easy, and you can do it the lazy way. And then I'd see other videos that are deceiving people, flexing their lifestyle on you all day. And then I'd see other videos with outdated information. And so my main objective for this video, it's probably not going to get a lot of likes, comments, views, but even if it just can help like one or two people, I want to guide you in the right direction with what actually works and specifically what has worked really well for me. And I'm going to teach it to you in a way where I'm not going to flex my lifestyle on you. And I'm going to teach it in first principles. So I'm going to tell you what works and I'm going to tell you why it actually works. So this video is going to be especially beneficial for you if you've looked into ways to make money online already at this point. And maybe you've even tried like a few business models out there, but for some reason you feel stuck and you've made a little to no progress in any of them. You're unsure where to get started to make your first 3K, 5K, 8K, or even 10K per month as a beginner. And like I mentioned earlier, it's not even really your fault because despite what all these so-called best online gurus in the space have been telling you, the only reason you're not where they are at right now comes down to one simple factor, and it's clarity. If you knew exactly what you needed to do to get to where you want to be, you would get there in the next couple months. And so you simply don't know what you need to actually be doing. Like your lens on making money online isn't correct. That's why you haven't done it yet. And clarity is simply just not knowing the exact steps you need to take and how to get to your goal. So if your goal is 10K per month, the first thing you need to do is get a clear roadmap to actually getting there. And then you need to start putting in the work. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. I'm going to give you all the clarity you need, hopefully solve every possible question that you might have so that you can guarantee you'll make money online. I know it's a bold claim, but you can guarantee you'll make money online this year as a complete beginner or even in the next couple months. This is what's worked for me. This is what's working for my students right now in 2025. And this is what allowed this guy here, who I was literally just a normal dude. I was attending college. I had glasses, like literally just a normal guy, to where I am today, where I live a pretty good life. And I don't want to flex my lifestyle on you too hard, but most of my days are spent just working on my laptop by the pool. So first things first, you need to identify your current position and you need to escape the make money online rat race. So before we pick the right business model to succeed at making money online, you need to identify where you're at right now and you need to take the first step towards building basically your dream life. And this is the most common trap that people fall into. So this is where you're at right now. The cold reality is you are stuck. You're overwhelmed, frustrated, and you're not sure where to get started to making money online. It's almost like it's an addiction. If you were struggling with an addiction, what is the first thing you need to do to solve that addiction? Well, you need to be aware of the fact that you actually have an addiction. If you didn't understand that you had an addiction, you would never solve it because you wouldn't think it's a problem. The reality is right now you are stuck. And step one is just addressing this and being honest with yourself. Because there's like a devil on your shoulder. On one side, somebody's telling you to go do drop shipping and go do SMMA. On the other side, somebody's creating like Dubai or Miami lifestyle videos where they're just flexing on you all day. And then they're telling you to go do different business models. And chances are, if you're watching this, you've already tried some of these business models or you've half-assed tried maybe. And you're also probably tired of these videos where people just flex their cars, watches, and lifestyle on you all day without actually giving you any real value. But for some reason, it still hasn't clicked for you. You're still going in circles. And this is what I call the make money online rat race, because it's basically the same thing as the rat race of working a 9-to-5 job. You start off super, super motivated. So you're watching content from the best online gurus out there. They're telling you to go do drop shipping, SMMA, copywriting, etc. And then you start to do some research on them. You're super, super motivated, super, super excited. And then you pick the business model. I'm going to go all in on copywriting. I'm going to go all in on this. And then you end up watching some more content about that business model. And then you take a little bit of action, but you have unrealistic goals and unrealistic expectations. And so then like 7 to 30 days, you're back at square one where you're overwhelmed. And then you end up having thoughts like, this is too hard. I thought this was easier. That leads to you quitting until you see the next other video out there that gets you motivated again. And you just keep going in this cycle, and you have to break this cycle. It is the only way. And so, action item, this is what you need to do, and this is what you actually need to work on right now. Create a vision board and write down your income goal by the end of 2025. Where do you want to be at? And create a vision board on exactly what you want your life to look like. And get really detailed, get pictures. This should be a fun exercise, but I want you to let your mind go. What do you actually want in this life? And get very, very detailed and very, very specific. And then after doing that, you're going to pick one proven business model, and you're going to commit to it for 6 to 12 months to ensure that you will get there. I'll give you some guidance around what you can consider out there, but I want you to pick something and actually go all in on it. It's not going to be easy, regardless of which business model you pick. So you might as well pick one and just go all in with it, okay? Stop chasing the latest trend that's just going to die out or the next shiny thing. Pick a more boring and a more consistent, that's why I said proven, business model and commit to it. Choose something that lets you build real skills, real experience, even still while in college or working a 9-to-5 job, so that you can make money online now and in the future. And a little bonus for you, money won't come from binge watching endless YouTube videos or endlessly researching. Now, you might be like, well, Trevor, that's a little hypocritical because I'm watching this video from you right now. Well, the reality is there are some YouTube videos out there that are actually valuable and genuinely help you. There are others that don't. And at the same time, I'd actually challenge you, even if you did find a ton of valuable videos, you probably don't need to watch all of them. So like, you can watch my stuff, and I appreciate everybody who watches my stuff, but honestly, you can take one simple video like this and maybe watch like 1 or 2 other videos on my channel to just basically remind yourself of everything I've told you, and you can get to work and make money online. But the problem most people fall into is they go and watch a ton of these videos from all these different people. Some of them are garbage and some of them are actually decent. But the point is they watch these videos to make it feel like they're doing something productive, but yet the amount of money in their bank account keeps staying the same or even going down. The only way to break this is by taking action and actually doing the uncomfortable work. Cool. Step 2 is picking the right vehicle to make money online. And this is the most important step of the video, so really pay attention and really lock in. Before we dive in, let's make 3 things crystal clear before we talk about this. I'm not going to sell you on some shiny business model that just came out in 2025 and that you need to jump on right now. That promises the moon and the stars. You can make 10K per month in your first 30 days with no effort. Like, no, this is going to be hard and painful. If you're not ready for that yet, get off of my YouTube channel, please. I'm not going to hit you with some scammy marketing tactics making you think that this is your last chance or your last hope to make money online ever. And if you don't jump on this business model now, it's going to get saturated, so you have to buy my course this second. Like, none of that crap. And I'm not going to try to convince you that this is the best way to make money online if you don't actually resonate and it doesn't make sense to you. If you don't agree with the principles I'm going to share with you in a second, then don't do the business model. If you do, you should probably do the business model. If you don't, it's all good. Here's what I will do though. I'm going to show you what's worked for me. And then I'm going to show you what's worked for my students, helping them get to their first 1K, 2K, 5K, 8K, 10K per month, or sometimes even more than that. So just a super, super quick backstory. I tried to make money online during COVID in 2020 when I was a freshman in college. I had no money. I had no clue what I was doing. And I was terrified of living the average corporate lifestyle. So I went all in. But for some reason, making any significant amount of money online felt possible. All of these business models out there, they just seemed too complex for a beginner to start with. I couldn't figure out how all of these people my age at the time were making more money than doctors. And it really just like pissed me off. But luckily for me, everything clicked when I realized that the best way to make money online was to not start a risky, complex business model, but instead focus on building one high value skill that every online business needs. One skill. Things like drop shipping, things like SMMA, they all require multiple skills at the same time. You need to learn how to create content, run ads, service, provide a service, fulfilling on products, what products actually work in the market, what do people actually buy. Essentially, I came to the realization that we were entering the info product gold rush. And I'm sure you've seen this. It seems like everybody out there has a course or a coaching program. And instead of starting my own business at the time, which I could have done, I instead learned the skill of sales. And I worked for an already established info product business that was already making money. I did sales for them. I helped them grow their business even further, and I got a percentage of their business. And the best part of all of this is, while I was working inside of that business, I saw the ins and outs of how they actually operated. So imagine going into a business and working for a business that's already making $50,000 a month. You can do the work, you can make your money, but as you start to get really good at what you do, you can start like looking and analyzing on how they do their stuff. And you can start to learn it for yourself so that eventually you can do it yourself. You can run a business yourself. This eliminates all the risk of you starting a business as a complete beginner. And this is why 80% of businesses fail in their first year. So this is exactly what I did. I went in, worked with an info product business that was already making good money. I helped them with sales. They grew their business and I got a percentage of it. And that's how I went from 0 to 10K per month in about 8 months, doing appointment setting, which is basically an extension of sales. It's where you set appointments for somebody else to take, where somebody else will take that appointment and sell on that call. And then for the past 2 years, I've been running my agency, which scaled to $50,000 per month. Now I run a one-on-one mentorship program where I help beginners start making money online, and I do consulting inside of other businesses that need help with sales. And to be honest with you, I don't even really care about money anymore. I'm not like a millionaire, billionaire yet. I don't know how to make millions of dollars, but I'm very damn good at making 10K per month or higher. And I'm in a position right now where my purpose is like all I care about. So for that reason, let me show you how to get started. So how do you start landing your first high paying role? So again, we're going to go into a business, an info product business that's already making good money, and we're going to do appointment setting inside of their business. That's what worked for me. That's what's working for my students. How do we actually do that? So now that we know exactly where we are and what we need to be doing, let me show you a proven 4-phase strategy that you can use to land your first high paying position in the next, I'd say anywhere from like 30 to 60 days usually is how long it takes here. So finding your ideal client. This is very, very important. So the number one place to find your ideal client is through Instagram. And the reason why Instagram works so well is because you have all of the tools on Instagram to be able to find if the client is ideal or not. So for example, let's paint the picture, right? Would you rather work in a business that's making $5,000 per month or $50,000 per month? Seems like a little bit of an obvious question, but if you were to go in and work with a business that's making $5,000 a month, how much money could they even pay you? And so Instagram basically gives you the capability for you to find somebody that's running an info product business and to be able to vet them out to see if they actually are legit and if they're actually making money. Now, some of this stuff is based off of assumption, but you can get really, really good at finding ideal clients through the criteria on Instagram. So how do we actually find these people? Well, there's a couple different ways to find people. I talk about the connections method, the chaining method, the influencer story method, and the ads hacking method. I think by far the best one that's working right now for most of the people I talk to and most of my students is the influencer story method. And so I'm going to go over to Instagram real quick and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Basically, unfortunately, my camera turns off for Instagram because of some privacy bullshit. But basically, you have a business here like Jeremy Pogue, where again, we want to find info product businesses. Well, Jeremy here helps coaches scale with ads and appointment setters. And so this creates a unique opportunity for you where you can actually find people like this that run business to business services where they work with your ideal clients and you can leverage that to find ideal clients. So what am I talking about here? Well, as you can see on Jeremy's highlights here, client results, client results, client results, client results, client results. Like the list goes on and on and on and on. And if you click on any of these and you just open it up, you will find people that are looking for appointment setters via extension of what was in Jeremy's bio. Nick Neville. Juan, I don't know how to say the last name. But these people are business owners that are making money and they're looking to scale with ads and setters. And so what you can do is you can basically look at this guy's highlights and stories, find ideal clients, Trey Morning, Nick Neville, Robbie Horstman. Like we can look some of these people up literally right now. Nick Neville. If it wants to load for me. Boom, there we go. Helping sports coaches train athletes online. This is an ideal client. And this is just one of many. But this is how you can basically find ideal clients. That's kind of like the first part here. Now, how do you actually reach out to these people and send them a message? Well, I have two examples for you. This first example, and you could even like split test these two. So you can send out this one, see which percent is working better for you. But basically, hey, name, I love the work that you're putting out on Instagram. It's great to see an expert in their field using social medias to help more people, especially in the whatever niche they're in, whether they're selling fitness, whether they're selling relationship coaching, whether they're teaching people how to make money online, whatever. Sorry to come in cold, but I'd love to share a few ideas for you to bring in more sales appointments from people in your following on socials. Would you be totally against me sending a quick video introducing myself and what that would look like? That is example number one. And by the way, like with these two examples, you can mix and match these examples and kind of like test these out. Hey, Nim, I was going through your recent Instagram post talking about how to lose weight on a calorie deficit. You just personalized to whatever their recent Instagram video was. Sorry for coming in cold here, but I was wondering if you have any spots open on your sales team for appointment setters or closer. If so, I would love the opportunity to work with you. If you do have room, I'd be happy to send over a quick video introduction to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. Your objective here is to basically send out enough of these messages by finding enough people to where you get one person every single day that says, yes, send me over a video. I'd be happy to see what you have to help me with. If this isn't happening, then either you aren't personalizing your messages enough, your profile is garbage on Instagram, your account is restricted, or you're simply just not sending out enough messages. So depending on which one, you can try and solve this. Now there's also like a personalization scale that I talk about a lot to my one-on-one students, but honestly, it's not that impactful if you just follow these. But basically, you are a service provider. You're essentially going into a business and providing your skill of sales as a service. And the problem most service providers face, especially in 2025, is lack of interest. Therefore, when you do outreach to business owners, you must sell the thing that people cannot say no to. You're not selling, hey, can you pay me $5,000 a month to work in your business? You're not selling that yet. You're selling, hey, would you be totally against me sending you a free quick video introducing myself and how I can maybe help you out? If somebody says no to that, then you're just down bad. And what ends up happening is once they say yes once, the likelihood that they keep saying yes for the following asks after that goes through the roof. This is all you need to do. So once you send out messages, then you're going to get people that don't respond. If they don't respond, you just follow up with them twice, and you stop after 2 times. You follow up with every single person twice. If they do respond, then you're going to send a video introducing yourself. Now, I'd love to break this down for you here, but you can just pause the video if you're genuinely going through this and implementing this, and you can follow this example of a personalized video that you can send out to 2 people. I've done this thousands of times at this point, so I got really, really good at a framework that you can use. So just follow this when you're about to send out your first couple of videos, And by the time you send out your first couple, you'll get really, really good at it and you'll get into a flow with it. Then they're either going to say yes or no. If yes, you're going to jump on an interview with them. If no, then you can basically just ask for feedback and do a CTA to a meeting and follow up like a madman. So it's basically like, if they say like, yeah, I'm just not really interested, then you want to try to figure out what maybe discouraged them a little bit. And if you end up kind of recovering it, then you can do a CTA to a meeting, call to action to a meeting. Or you can just like follow up over the course of a couple months. I've had employees that I've hired just because they sent me like their first video. I wasn't really interested at the time, but they followed up with me for months, and maybe like 6 to 8 months from now, you end up coming back and they end up wanting to work with you. So your objective here is to basically do enough volume and personalized Loom videos to land at least a meeting a week. So again, first objective is to get one personalized Loom request per day. Then when you start sending out these Loom requests, then basically you're going to get to the point where you're going to get on meetings, and your objective is to land one meeting a week. Now, why are we doing a Loom introduction? Why are we sending a video introducing ourselves? Well, the main advantage of making a personalized Loom video for your prospects is that you can dominate a competitive industry. Because the reality is there's people trying to go and work with info product businesses. Maybe they're not even selling themselves. Maybe they're trying to sell them copywriting or growth operating or whatever. The reality is, though, most people are lazy and they don't want to put in the same effort. And so if you literally just do these personalized Loom videos, you have a massive competitive advantage over everybody in the industry. Also, there is something that's called reciprocity bias. Basically what it states, if you look up what the law of reciprocity is, it basically is a social rule that we have as humans that describes the importance of repaying another person who does a favor or gives you some sort of value. So like, for example, if you take a friend out to dinner, you pay for if you pay for the bill for them, they'll feel like more obligated to cover the bill the next time you go out to dinner. This is kind of how it works, just with humans in general. Then when it comes to the meeting, and this is kind of like phase 3 here with the interview, on your meeting, you want to ask questions. So if you think of like a regular corporate interview, most of the time you're just sitting there and you're just answering questions. That's kind of still the case here. You're still going to get asked questions and you're still going to have to answer them. But what makes a really good interviewer versus somebody that's just like mediocre and doesn't really know what they're doing, somebody really good gets asked questions, they answer them, and then they ask questions back to the business owner. Because what it does is, if you're asking questions and you're getting full clarity around all these different things, hey, what do they sell? What is their offer? What is the price of it? How do they help their clients? Do they do one-on-one coaching, group coaching? Do they sell a course? How much money does the business currently make per month? Where does the business want to get to in the next 6 months? Are they running ads, or are they getting all their clients from Instagram? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? How many leads are they getting per day? When you go in and ask questions like this, instead of just sitting there like an idiot answering questions all day, when you shoot back and ask questions, it makes it seem like you know what you're actually doing, and you're going to impress them. Then once you crush this and ace this, then you're going to agree upon a commission structure to go inside of their business and get a percentage of it. You're going to get it in a legal contract, and then you're going to ask your client when you'd like to get to start to work with them. And so basically, with one personalized Loom being requested every single day, leading into one interview per week, you will make success inevitable. I'm so tired of people saying things like, how can I make 10K per month? The question you should be asking yourself instead of something like that is, how can I make it impossible to not make 10K per month? And this is what you need to be doing to get there. This is the inputs you need to do. So that's really this piece. I'm going to turn my camera back on and we'll get cracking on the next piece. Guys, that's a quick summary of basically how you do outreach. After watching this video, I want you to follow this step-by-step outreach system. It's proven to work. It's worked for all my students. And I want you to set a daily outreach goal. So I want you to set a goal of like 20 to 30 outreach per day. And if it's getting you one personalized Loom video requested per day, great. If not, increase the numbers. It's that simple. And then I want you to stay consistent for 1 to 2 months. I actually, like, most people can't even stay consistent for like 1 week. So if you can stay consistent for 1 to 2 months, you're just crushing your competition. I mean, think about it. Everybody wants to make money online, right? They want the lifestyle, they want the freedom. But most people can't even stay consistent for a week. If you can stay consistent for 1 to 2 months, you're doing the things that most people aren't willing to do. And as a byproduct, you're going to get the results that most people cannot get because they are simply uncommitted. Most people fail because they give up too soon. They have zero consistency, zero patience. They lie to themselves all the time. They say, I'm going to do 20 outreach today, and then they don't. They say, I'm going to go to the gym today, and then they don't. And as a byproduct, they stay stuck in the same position for the rest of their life. If you just do this shit, it works. So, step 4 is understanding the formula to success. Now, before everybody tries to start landing your first role, there's one thing that you need to understand, and that's inputs equals outputs. Every action you take in your life shapes your reality, and it turns you into where you want to get to. So basically, inputs go through a process, and then they become outputs. Outputs are just like results, whether this is money, cars, watches, blah, blah, blah. Inputs is like the work, outreach, practicing sales, watching videos, reaching out to businesses, whatever. If you spend your weekends partying and doing stupid shit all day, like smoking weed, vaping, drinking, all that crap, this is an input. And this is a negative input, which leads to negative outputs. Sure, you'll have fun in the middle here during the process of doing that input, but that doesn't mean your output's going to be good. So, like, the output of drinking and smoking is just like demotivation because you lack discipline, wasting a ton of time and wasting potential, no clear purpose of fulfillment. Your brain's always fucked up and you always have brain fog, no progress towards your financial goals. In fact, you even have to spend money to drink and smoke, which is costing you even more money. So you're basically going in the negative direction. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you need to like go on monk mode like all these people talk about and like have no fun ever in your life. Like, that's not true at all. I have fun a lot. But if you want to hit your first 3 to 5 to 10K per month, you almost have to go through like seasons. There were seasons where I had to give up a lot of stuff that I liked doing in order to get to where I wanted to be financially. And then when I got to where I wanted to be financially, then you could maybe go back and do some of the fun stuff a little bit more. But there's seasons to life. There are seasons where you have to lock in and you have to focus on literally just like 1 or 2 things. There are seasons where you can chill out a little bit more. But if you're not where you want to be right now, you have to go through a season of locking in. So if your goal is to land your first info product sales role, commit to sending 30 to 60 outreach messages per day for the next 1 to 2 months. Do it the right way. Do it the way I said in this video. And yes, be prepared. It will be hard. It will be painful. But what's on the other side? What's the output? That's what you need to think of. Your output could be your first 10K per month online, where your life literally changes forever. The same applies to fitness. The same applies to literally everything in your life. If you want to get a shredded physique, you need to figure out what are the inputs to get there, and then you need to stick with it and do it. And you need to stay consistent over the course of months. It's the same shit. So write down your daily inputs needed to hit your goal, which we kind of calculated here in outreach, literally calculated it with those objectives in red. And you need to cut out distractions. You know the shit that is bad for you. Don't lie to yourself. Smoking, drinking, jacking off, social media, this shit is all stopping you from getting to where you want to be. It all feels good in the moment, but it makes the outputs of your life worse. Whereas doing the work, doing the inputs, doesn't necessarily feel good in the moment, but it makes your life better. And if you're willing to do the shit that most people aren't willing to do, you can get results that most people aren't possible or capable of even getting because they're not willing to give up this shit. So with that being said, if you want my one-on-one help where I actually help young men go through this exact same process with me, so I teach them one-on-one instead of just like YouTube videos. I actually coach you. There's a link in the description where you can book a call with me, and you and I can jump on a call to see if I can potentially help you out. And the advantage to getting one-on-one help versus just trying this on your own is, I mean, you can 100% try this on your own, but number one, I make this process here of landing your first client a lot easier because I actually have businesses. I actually have too many businesses that literally need your help and need appointment setters help, but I don't have enough people to put inside of these businesses. So that's kind of why I create YouTube videos, to solve that need in the market. But another reason is like, if you're just doing this on your own, like you don't have anyone to stay accountable to. Whereas I'll be on your ass making sure you don't do any of this shit and make sure you do the daily inputs you know you need to do to get to where you want to be. So if that's something you'd be interested in, again, you can book a call with me. We can see if it'd be a good fit to work together. It's going to cost money because it's my one-on-one time, but you'll make it back. Without further ado, go implement this, go crush it. Peace out, guys.